minutes to 6. I look like crap. I've not had much rest. But I got some stuff to do, so we're going to do it. Whether I look like crap or not. We're going to get done. Okay? So, I'll give it a minute. Let some people pop in. Roll my little cracker goodies over here that I went and accumulated a few moments ago. So let everybody kind of jump in, say howdy. Jump in, say howdy, let me know how you're doing. And we'll start crafting. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be making a birdhouse out of, and I have an air conditioner on, I'm sorry, it's hotter than Hades up here today where it's been raining. We're going to be making a birdhouse out of this little tiny game bottle. And this is going to be a birdhouse specifically for finches or red-breasted bluebirds. I made the hole about as big as my thumb. That way the larger birds cannot get in there and steal their nest and root them out. Because y'all have seen the martins and the robins and the other birds that will get in and root you little birds out. Well, I love my little songbirds, so I make them little houses, and then I like to make other things. Now, I drilled the hole with a drill bit. I built 2 holes, and then I just cut them out and kind of sanded them together. I drilled little drain holes because when the little baby birds poopy, you want them to be able to drip out and at least escape and drip out of whatever covering you have on the bottom. It will eventually, but you don't want them sitting in their feces. So those are 2 things you need to do. To make a holder, I just put jute through the lid and screw it on. I'm going to glue it. And then I put me a pretty little knot, and I made me a pretty little tassel, and I put me a pretty little flower on my tassel. So that wherever they hang this, they can hang it with wire, but it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty, and it's not going to be ugly. But it's going, hi Gypsy, it's going to be, and Lord help me for saying this, it's going to be a gnome birdhouse. A gnome. Now, y'all know my relationship with gnomes. But every time I've looked at this thing, I have seen a gnome birdhouse. So all I've done is drilled a hole for the right size for the birds. The little holes at the bottom so the little birdies, poopies, and pee-pee can go out. Screwed in a circular piece of jute, too thick, so it's actually 4-ply, and put a wood bead and a pretty tassel and a flower on it so that wherever these people hang it, it will be pretty. But it's going to be a gnome. I'm just asking for punishment, I know. But it's going to be a gnome. And I got beads for his nose. I just have to find where I put them. So give me just a moment. Oh, and you remember those little pieces of wood that I, as a lumberjack's wife, felt compelled to buy at the Dollar General in the Dollar Tree? I now know why I felt compelled to buy them, because I know what I'm going to do with them. Hey, Denise. I now know why I felt compelled to buy those little pieces of dried wood, even though my husband is a lumberjack. I know what I'm going to do with them. I have figured it out. Y'all will be so proud of me. Sorry, I about killed my Mod Podge. Y'all will be so proud of me. I'm getting a little bead for his nose right now, so I'm trying to get everything figured out before I start getting my camera down and start cutting. Now, this is not going to be a super long video. Can y'all hear me okay over the AC unit? Because if I turn it off, y'all, I'm going to sweat down like a 6-year-old child in a lithium mine. Let that sink in for a moment. Yes, I snuck one in. Okay, good. Because I don't dare turn that thing off because I'm dying. I'm still healing from my sunburn from physical therapy, but I'm getting tan, y'all. I'm getting tan. I feel pretty good about myself because I'm getting tan. Now, I'm supposed to be sewing a coyote purse tonight. But I got home, and I thought, I want to do something that's been bothering me for a while now, which is make this little doohickey that I've wanted to make. So I'm going to make this little doohickey that I've wanted to make. And I hope after I make him that I stop getting bothered with the compulsion to make gnomes. Because y'all know about how I feel about gnomes. Y'all know exactly how I feel about gnomes. But I have just had this compulsion to make this little gnome birdhouse. And it's like, okay, fine, compulsion. I hear ya. I'll make you. We'll do it. What are we doing? So I am trying my best to listen to my innards. Now, that brings me to another thought I've been having here lately. I've been watching a lot of news because when I'm down under the mountain, I can't do a whole lot, and I watch a lot of news. And I've been watching a lot of, all I'm doing is getting a piece of leather and I'm cutting it into a triangle. That's all I'm doing right now, and nothing important. Y'all can stare at my face for a second. I've been watching a lot of news programs, and oh my gosh, the people that are just running in fear, you know. And the lies people are telling it, and you know, oh, it's okay for one group to do this, but the other group cannot do this, and oh, we mustn't allow this to occur here, but we can absolutely allow it to occur there. Hang on, I've got to find some fur. Y'all know it gets serious when I say hang on, I've got to find some fur, right? I am going to give him a fur beard, and whoever buys him, if they don't like it, they can kiss my tush, because he's getting a fur beard, because that's what we're known for. So my gnome is getting a fur beard, and probably a very stylish handlebar mustache. Let's just be honest. That's just who I am, and that's probably what's going to happen. Actually, I'm going to cut that. Okay. Got an idea. So I've been watching these people run in fear. And y'all know I've always told y'all, if people, I've got a piece of fur now, I'm going to cut a divot out for the mouth to where the birds go in, and I'm fixing to put hair all over my house. Birds. I got a Dyson vacuum for y'all. Y'all better love me for this. And they will use the extra fur off of this to actually build their nest inside. So if I vacuum up fur in my home, I normally throw it out in the yard for the birds because they put it in their nest. Okay, so fear. If people are making you feel fear, it's because people that are scared are more easily controllable. Now listen, you know, I'm not anybody special. I'm just a little podunk Appalachian, but I do have my master's in psychology. I did work in forensic psychology in the criminal justice system. I did work in the corrections department. I did supervise murderers and the violent and aggressive male offenders. I also worked with youth in state's custody that were there for trauma and violence and addiction. So I've worked with every age group, and I've also did individual and group therapies, and I've worked with autistic people with body gender dysphoria and body image issues, and so I've done a little bit of everything. But the majority of my work comes from forensic psychology in the corrections department, watching people try to lie and watching someone else try to pick out the truth when those people are trying to lie. Now, if my internet sucks today, it's because we have had like 4 inches of rain. I actually right now cannot get back. Now, I was just at Mom's. I actually can't get back down there now because as soon as I got home, about 3 o'clock this morning, it came torrential downpours and storms. They shut down a major highway, the road that goes off the major highway, the bridge is out. And so for me to get there, I probably have to make a 2.5-hour circle to go the back way, and that's even if the back way is not washed out by certain bridges. So we're letting the water go down, but she's had all her PT. She's doing great. She's not due anywhere else until tomorrow for physical therapy, but she can do that at home if she needs to. And so we're good. She's doing great. It's just, I was just down there, and now the roads and the other secondary road that I would sometimes take to skin the edge of the mountain, which is not a very good road, but it's still another road, actually washed off the side of the mountain. So we're going to have to get creative to get to Mom and Dad's here in the next little bit. So here in a couple days when I go back down there, are going to have to listen to the traffic reports a lot because we had a lot of damage, and I'm amazed I still have power and internet. It's been bad here. It's been horrible. But anyway, yes, fear. Somebody just said fear paralyzes you. Yes, Gypsy, fear paralyzes you. It paralyzes your thoughts, and it makes you want to grasp to anyone that appears to be a leader. Now, when you're in a fearful state and you're kind of having a big brain fart, you're not going to pick the best leader because you're looking for anyone else that looks more confident than you. Well, let me tell you a little secret. A ply-blank idiot that is dumber than a box of rocks will have enough self-confidence at that moment to appear smarter than you. You will follow an idiot to your demise because you will allow your fear to overwhelm you. So if someone is ever trying to make you feel fear or they're trying to put you in a fearful state, take a few steps back and say, is this really something for me to be worried about? What is your motive? What is your end goal here? What am I going to benefit you if I go into this emotional state? And how do I benefit me? Is it with that emotional state or is it with another one? Always think for yourself. And when someone says, oh, believe me, this is my perspective, try to think of 4 other perspectives before you make a decision on what perspective you really want to go with. Because you need to think in a plethora of ways and not just get pigeonholed or bottlenecked into feeling or thinking like everyone else. You should get all of your research, all of your information from numerous avenues. You should not rely on one source. You should have 5 gazillion avenues for research. Yeah, is this my circus? Are these my monkeys? Don't think so. My thing is when people really want me to gravitate to their world and really support them, I look at them and go, would I wipe your butt? Because if I really wouldn't wipe your butt, I'm probably not dedicated enough to follow you and allow you to dictate my world. Just that, it's just, because you're going to get that personal with somebody if they expect you to really follow them. They will ask you to do, I have a fly in here, this will drive me nuts. They will ask you to do things that are very personal, way more personal than wiping their hind end, by the way. But that's just a good way to, would I wipe your butt? Do I want to get that personal with you? Is that something I want to care to do to you? No? Okay, well then I probably don't need to be following you. But it is important to have multiple streams of information, multiple avenues of information, multiple streams of thought, multiple ways of thinking. It's great to never really count someone's thought pattern out, because here's what we do. Like, this is what I see society doing right now. And I'm going to get off my rant here in a minute and we'll finish the gnome. But here's what I see society doing right now, okay? Now, everybody else is running around fear-mongering today because of the news and what's going on and, politicians and Congress and some of the pictures they showed in Congress. I mean, I'm sorry, when you show pictures and facts and evidence that no one else is allowed to be investigated, it pisses me off, because you should know discovery and you should know everything about somebody else when there's a question about legalities. And so a lot of stuff that America is learning is putting people in a very fearful or very defiant state, because they either are like, holy crap, they did not disclose that to us, and during discovery, during these lawsuits, that should have been put out there. It should have. Or people are saying, oh my God, that's personal, they shouldn't have disclosed that. Okay, well, if it was personal, would somebody have put it on Pornhub? Would they have taken pictures and videos and shared it with, important people and friends? I've never had that desire. So I look at that and I go, okay, this is someone that's not making great decisions, is in a position of power, that is leading other people, and people are defending him, which, you can defend people, it's your choice, but they're getting defensive about the wrong reasons. And in defending him for the wrong reasons, they are completely turning a blind eye to things that you and I would be spending a decade in the pen over. And so I get really irritated when I see things go backwards like that. And I see a lot of people, instead of choosing to grasp onto other avenues of knowledge or other ways of looking at things or other ways of thinking or other research modes or listening to other voices, they stick their head right up their butt. I mean, they just shove it right up their butt. Because I guess a dark, stinky place is better than society right now. Society is a dark, stinky place. Oh my God. But anyway, so people that do that, they shove their head right up their butt. Well, what's the view you have when your head's up your butt? Your colon, right? Poop. You're looking at poop. You're looking at the most septic, toxic part of you and nothing else. So you become very much aware that you have some crap you got to deal with. And so then you get stuck on crap. And you're like, oh, everybody's got crap they've got to deal with. But because your head's up your hind end and you're seeing that one area of crap in you, you see everyone else as just complete pieces of crap. Oh, thank you, Dipsy. Love that. Love that. Thank you. Keep illustrating. So because you see that one area of poop in you, you forget that that's just one area of you. You've got your heart, your brain, your cellular structure. You've got all of this other stuff going on that's great. But because you put your head up your butt and all you can see is poop, you start thinking, oh my God, everyone else is this dark, toxic, septic thing. And because you see the small, worst part of you, because that's where you shove your head out of ignorance and fear, then you start seeing the worst in everyone else. And then you start to isolate, segregate. You become introverted. You stop listening to other people. You start focusing on the toxic, the septic, the fearful, the things that make you want to shove your head even farther up your own butt. And you close out society. And your world literally becomes your butt. We can't, as a society, succeed if everyone's sphere of knowledge is just 2 cheeks and a rectum. We can't. You're going to have to pull your head out your butt. And you're going to have to start viewing your fellow man with a little bit of love and compassion. And you're going to start to have thinking, okay, yeah, I have a dark spot. I bet you they have a dark spot too. But I bet you they have good spots within them too. I bet you they have a bright light within them too. What you look for, you will find. What you ask people for, they will give. How you treat others, they will reciprocate. And I'm sorry, but shoving your head up your butt, hi Ashley, shoving your head up your butt and thinking you're hiding from all this and making a great decision is like every time the world is in peril, going to your septic, like going to your toilet bowl and shouting down your toilet bowl, hey down there, I need some really, really good advice. I know you're just a hole in the ground that holds poop, but I've become comfortable with that, and I need poopy advice. And we've gotten really used to poopy advice around here, haven't we? Yep, because for the last 3 years, we've all been so terrified that 70% of society has shoved their head right up their butt. They're looking for the darkest, most crappiest part of humanity because that's what they see in themselves. That's why assault and domestic violence is going up 60-70% across the globe. That's why aggression and violence is becoming a norm. That is why people do not believe in laws, values, morals, integrity anymore, because we've become so accustomed to the crappy side of society because we see it in ourselves, so we just allow it in others. How about we take our heads out of our butts and we say, hey, let's fix this society. I have a brain. I can communicate. I can find something to like about everybody. How about we get back out there instead of being introverts at home, terrified of everything? Why have we been terrified? Listen, the squirrels are still gathering nuts. The deer are still eating acorns. The bear's still going after berries. The only animal on the face of the earth that is acting stupid is humans. Everything else is doing what Mother Nature taught them how to do. Except for humans, we're sticking our heads up our hind ends and thinking we're going to see the light. Now, unless you've swallowed something fluorescent in the last 24 hours, I don't recommend that, by the way, you're not going to see the light. when you stick your head up your butt. It's going to be utter darkness and chaos and toxic and septic. And you're going to see the worst of yourself, and then you're going to start looking for that in others. Look in the mirror every morning and find 5 things to like about yourself. And when you see somebody you really don't like, try to find at least 3 things to like about them. And if you have to put down a barrier, tell people why you're putting down a barrier. Tell people why you're putting down a boundary. Make it clear. Don't leave guesswork. Make it clear. And when you walk away from someone that you decide you don't want to be part of anymore, then break that chain link. There is no reason to feed gossip back the wire. We are not telegram systems. If I have something to say to somebody, I will go to their face and I will say it right here because I want them to know why I'm upset with them. Good, you did that. Good. It's much better to resolve things in person. And if it can't be resolved, some things can't, then say, you know something? I tried, and move on. But if we as a humanity keep living with our heads up our hind ends, getting used to this toxic, septic, poopy view, we are going to allow the world to turn into a septic tank. And we're going to be okay with it because that's all we're seeing. Y'all take a walk. Walk through a meadow of wildflowers. Go to your national parks. Watch mama and her baby fawns play. Watch the squirrels and the chipmunks understand that they've still got things they've got to do. That just because a politician does stupid things and because our potato in chief can't stand upright, it doesn't mean that 350 million people are going to fall. No. No. They're the gnats on the bull's ass. The people are the bull. Stop running in fear. Our forefathers, our great-great-great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers are rolling over in their graves and wondering how we're striking such poses to get our heads afar up our hind ends. Now, I fully believe that there's something negative going on in this world. I'm not stupid. There's something negative going on in this world. But does you being negative help or hurt? Because, 2 negatives in math may cancel each other out. In life, they do not. They do not. They just compound the problem. Oh, they think we're stupid. Oh, yeah. Well, and after some of the people I've met in the last year, they know we're stupid because I've met some people and I they ain't all wrong. They've got us to where most of our adults can't read at a 3rd grade level, where a teacher cannot refer a student to repeat a grade because it might hurt his feelings. Well, it's going to hurt him a lot more when he can't work a factory job because he can't keep count of the number of pieces he's manufacturing and molding at night. They've not done anything to benefit us. But we sit here in fear that now they're going to somehow wake up and do the right thing for us. We've been on our own for a long time. We've been on our own for a long time. And, the bears know it. They're still gathering food and nuts and stuff and berries and trying to eat as much as they can for winter. Hard winter's coming. Squirrels know it. Chipmunks know it. The stupid birds that have brains the size of a fleck with pencil lead are still going about their business. And humanity, with the largest neurosynaptic highway, we stuck our heads right up our butts. We prefer to look at our colon and poop as to fix the world. We think that there are only 4 or 5 men that can fix the world. No, there's never been a time in history that just 4 or 5 people have fixed the world. No, it has taken multiple people, many times to repair the damage that stupid people have done to this world. And yet, sorry, I had to get my fur. And yet we all sit at home and going, Well, they're going to fix this. They're going to fix this. They're going to make it right. This is all going to work out. Really? Really? Because in a place that's about like 10 by 10 with 3 security cameras, 2 guards, and a receptionist, they all of a sudden can't figure out who brought cocaine into the White House. But they can fix the world? Really? Give me one good coonhound and about 5 minutes to question everybody, and I tell you who brought that cocaine in the White House. That's all I need. One dog with a good nose and about 10 minutes to question everybody that was there that day. I tell you where that come from. Of course, I was also trained to interrogate people, so that, that helps. That helps a little bit. But they're telling us falsehoods. Our Secret Service that is supposed to be able to know when another country sends a nuke at us can't figure out where a bag of cocaine came from? Excuse me, gentlemen, you just lost all of my gratitude and trust. All of it. That ain't a stitch left. Y'all done ruined it all. I'm supposed to have trust in you? Really? No. But I'm certainly not going to sit here in fear. I'm certainly not going to sit here in fear and let y'all dictate my world. Ashley says it's sad how the school system is. Kids couldn't write a check. Yeah, they can't write cursive. They can't read in cursive. They don't have any idea what economics are. They don't know how to balance a checkbook. They don't know how to run a home. They don't understand the bills that are going to hit them when they get out of school. They have no idea how real life works because they've been in gamer mode. Like, oh my God, tubular gamer mode. And like since the 80s, they've trained us to be idiots. I watched, I was sewing something the other day and I was going through Prime Video and I was just going through 80s movies, just trying to kind of reminisce and watch something that was old. Valley Girl with Nicolas Cage and that one girl, and all her friends come on. And I thought, they even thought we were stupid back then. They thought women got together, jumped around in their underwears, talked about men like idiots, and then that was the only thing on anyone's mind. And I know they do it for money. I know that the end goal is money and feeding off of our emotions and our sex drives as human beings. I understand that. But does that not make anybody else irritated? I mean, really, it doesn't make you irritated that people think you're stupid. People think you're so stupid that all you do is have sleepovers and run around naked in your PJs, eat potato chips and vomit up, talk about boys. Really, women? Really? Really, women? If you think you're free, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because even the highest people in this land are still buying the female body. Illegally, I might add. Illegally in multiple states and internationally. But I'm not the po-po anymore, so who am I to write a warrant? I'm just a citizen of this nation who's paying for his legal defense. Do I have a right to be mad? Well, most people say no. Most people say no, you don't have a right to be mad. No, you don't have a right to be mad. I don't have a right to be mad. So, if they knock on your door and they say, we're going to drain your bank account because we're going to send every penny to another nation, and you have no say-so, and they take your savings, you're okay with that? You're okay? Because, I mean, you've been okay with everything else. You've not hit back, and fussed about anything else. You're okay with that? Because right now, we look like the weakest people that will just go stick our head in the sand or straight up our own hind end. This can't be true. It can't be true. Surely the people that we depend on couldn't be this crooked and stupid. Really? Because most people that get power are crooked as a dog's hind leg in about 5 years. I wouldn't even call them a class of human anymore. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't care for politicians. Any politicians. You know, I think some have a desire to right the world, and I think some have a desire to own the world. And it's too hard to pick out which is which. And to be quite honest, I just don't have time to waste on idiots. So if you're a politician, you watch this, don't ever knock on my door. I ain't got time to spend with you. I'm putting up a garden. I'm feeding my family, taking care of my neuromuscular disorder. And I'm trying to right the years and years and years of wrong that happened to my body while I had a government job that would not take care of me. So, no. No. I follow no one blindly. No one. That's it. Just be you. Just be you and ask questions. Have as many friends, have as much input, and you may not agree with everybody. You don't have to agree with everybody. My God, if we all had the same thought process, this would be a boring world and everybody could control us in 5 seconds. It takes independent thought. It takes sometimes what we think is a rational thought to come up with ideas to overcome times of instability. And it's okay that we don't think alike, and it's okay that we don't act alike, and it's okay that we don't look alike, and it's okay that we don't always want to live next to certain neighbors or next to certain people. It's okay that we like to be comfortable around people that we feel comfortable with. That's not being bigoted or hateful. That's just saying, hey, I feel comfortable around people that believe and live more like me. Animals do it, chickens do it, cattle do it, deer do it, bear do it, chipmunks do it, birds do it. Why is it so wrong when people do it? Because they can make money off of it. They make money off of it. Some of the most beautiful people I have found on this app are polar opposite of me. And I think that's probably why I think they're beautiful. Because I see in them something I don't see in myself. And so I appreciate it even more. Because a different perspective can save your honeying sometimes, y'all. Yeah, a lot of people worry about stupidity instead of real issues. And it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. And, you know, and I was watching the congressional, where they're going after the whistleblowers. And yes, going after the whistleblowers is the appropriate... It's definitely the appropriate way to say that, because they were going after the whistleblowers. Where AOC was, she tried to turn it into a race issue. A cultural issue. It's a power issue. And she is one of the worst. Oh my gosh, she's one of the worst. Because you go watch her videos in college, she wasn't speaking with no Latino flair then. She was hiding that. She wasn't proud of that. She only started that when it became something that she could milk. And y'all, you should be proud of who you are, no matter where you came from. No matter what culture you're from. You should be proud of yourself. You should have pride in your heritage. You know, and no, we all don't have great ancestors that did wonderful, remarkable things. Some of us have bootleggers, moonshiners, and, you know, and not so good people. But you can find good people in your heritage. Nobody is 100% evil, and I supervise murderers and very aggressive, violent offenders. No one is 100% evil. There is always one small speck of hope that the Lord hangs on. It hangs on the corner of your heart, waiting. God's just waiting for you to go, hey, recognize your worth. And when I say God, it doesn't have to be my God. It can be God as God presents to you. But He's just waiting for you to know your own worth. And so while you've got people in a supreme being waiting for you to realize your own worth, all you want to do is degrade others. I I mean, I have to get sassy every once in a while and be a heifer and tell people, I ain't playing that game, you go on. But I do try to love people. I do try to be good to people. Sometimes I try to be too good to people and they try to take advantage of it. And that's on me. That's something I have to learn to deal with and learn how to cope with better. And not be so goddamn nice. I am too goddamn nice sometimes. And I know anybody that's just nodded in today and watching me going, you don't seem too goddamn nice. But I am nice. I believe in second, third, fourth, and fifth chances because the good Lord gave me 5 gazillion. So I'm certainly not going to stop you from having a second, third, or fourth. My God. I believe that repentance is something that every human can do at any time. And at any time you do it, whether it's on your deathbed or not, I'm going to be happy you did it. Because what I believe, I wouldn't wish on anyone else that didn't repent. Now, do I know if I believe the absolute right? I trust in God the way that I was taught. And I try to love others the way that my teachings dictate. And I try to be the person I'm supposed to be. I fail miserably every day. But I try. I wake up and try the next day. But I know that my way of thinking and my way of talking to God is not the only way of thinking and the only way of talking to God. And I know that other people have other special gifts. And I've opened up a lot to a lot of other special ways of thought and ways of being and ways of practicing your energy flow in your body and understanding that, God did make us very special. And he made us very capable of taking care of ourselves. And we have all forgotten that. Yeah, well, Monsanto's already taken over the seed, so unless you buy heirloom quality seeds from farms that have gathered their own seeds, most seeds will not, like if you raise something off of a normal GMO seed that Monsanto has augmented in some way, that seed, you can take seeds off that plant, but it normally will not propagate another plant. Y'all have been sitting here, but I have been working, look. It will not propagate another plant. So you've got one plant, you get all that, and the seeds can go to the birds because they're probably not going to propagate another plant. And so I buy, and seeds only last for 2 to 3 years. I'm probably going to have to end up having to sew this. Dang it, I have to sew so much leather in my life. Wow. No, I could wrap that. Oh, hang on. We'll wrap it. And I'm not talking about wrap. Where'd I put your nose? Oh, there he is. I lost his nose for a second. Hang on. Let me put his nose on, and then you can see how cute he is. And y'all, yes, this is a very small hole for the birds to go through because I do not want the big birds pushing the little birds out of the birdhouse, which is a huge issue for the little finches and the little songbirds. It's a huge issue. Okay, so his beard hides about half the hole. So a lot of big birds will not even know that this is, here's this little dangle. A lot of big birds will not even know that this is a birdhouse. So, boy, fool them. I got pig on, I got pig on, I got all pig on. If you don't know that song, I just scared you to death. You need to look it up. I'm going to give him little feet. But I don't know if I need to make him stand so they cover his butt even though the drainage will still drip, or put him up like that. But if I put him up like that, I can't curl him under because the leather's so thick. Well, it might. No, it won't. It won't. Okay, so I'm going to cut his little feet to where they They just fold up over. And then I'm going to leave the bottom plain so that the dookie and the pee from the little birds, this leather's tough to cut when your hands have had a rough day, so that the poop and stuff from the little baby birds can flow out and they won't be sitting in all their feces. Because I don't want them to have a crappy view either. If I felt real froggy and got out my leather scissors, I would totally make them toast, but it ain't happening today, y'all. It's not. It ain't happening today. I don't know. I kind of like. I mean, I think that's cute, but I don't think it's really cute. This is where I get real picky about my work, y'all. And y'all wonder why it takes me sometimes weeks to get through certain art projects. It's because I am a perfectionist. And I'm very hard on myself. And I need to learn not to be. And I'm very tired right now, so I'm probably 3 times as irritable as I should be. But I would like to see more people bravely stand up and go, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with my tax money going to pay for someone's fee to be part of a sex club. If y'all have ever watched Miranda Hart show, you know what I did right then. You can laugh later. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with my tax money going to pay for somebody being in a sex club. I'm not okay with somebody trying to write off prostitutes on their taxes. Y'all, I got $28. I paid $130 last year to get $28 back on my taxes. Guarantee you I didn't write off a prostitute. Oh my goodness. Sorry, that struck me funny just to say it out loud. But it's frustrating for me to watch people become terrified to open their mouths and speak their truth. But it's more terrifying to watch people not allow others to speak their truth and to not listen to others' truth and to not understand that we all don't see the same and that's a power. It's not a negative, it's a power. Because we all have blind spots as human beings and we need somebody to help us cover those blind spots. We need friends that see things in different ways because we get tunnel vision sometimes and it's not always easy in this world. We need help. We need friends. And I get irritated, really irritated, when people start to try to shut people down or berate or condemn others for having different thoughts. And I'm like, y'all, it's going to be people with different thoughts. It's going to save the day, It's going to be people that aren't afraid to speak their mind that are going to be the ones that are going to step forward and take the hit that other people won't take, that other people are too scared to take because they're afraid the government will snap bad on them. We need these people. We need these people that are brave and that are, somewhat more aggressive than us. Because we as a society have lost that backbone that built this nation. And I'm not saying be violent. I don't think we need to be violent. I think we just need to be heard. And I think we need to be heard in a way that represents every culture, every race, every creed, every person, every body in this nation. And I think the people deserve to be heard. And so if you are out there trying to shut someone down, you are doing a disservice to your fellow human. Because all you're doing is saying, oh yeah, stick your head up your butt. It's a great view. You can only have the view I tell you to have. Stick your head up your butt. Do it now. And you know, the thing that irritates me the most is that in life, you know, I watch animals a lot. And whatever alpha or whatever bull is in that field, or whatever alpha stud is taking care of those horses, do you know that that animal will lay their life down for their herd? That animal takes on that responsibility. And it goes, they trust me. I have this supreme authority because I've earned it and they trust me. Human beings are the only ones that give their supreme authority to people that they don't understand, they don't trust, they don't have a relationship, they don't seek out to interact with. But we will just give our authority away and just be like, oh, here, take it, it's yours. Freedom, no, that's just the thing we just dream about now these days. We don't have it anymore. I'm okay if you want to take everything from me. I'm not. Klaus Schwab comes to my door, he ain't gonna get a good reception. He ain't gonna sell me no Avon. He certainly ain't gonna leave me any religious material. And he's certainly gonna get a mouthful from me. But we have other people in this world that are just like, no, we just need to trust him. We just need to trust him. Well, you know, there's a man that was in a flood. And he got on top of his house. And a man in a canoe came by and he said, brother, do you want me to help you get on into shore? He said, no, Lord, the Lord has saved me. I believe in the Lord has saved me. The guy in the canoe said, okay, brother, if that's how you want to play it. Lord has saved me. He went on. Well, a few minutes later, here comes a big old rescue boat. We're out rescuing everybody. Get in this boat. No, I'm not going to go with you. The Lord to save me. Lord told me to save me. Lord told me to save me. I believe the Lord. Okay, dude. You believe the Lord. Lord's going to save you. We're going to go on and get everybody else. We'll try to come back by. No, don't even. Lord's going to save me. Okay, buddy. Lord's going to save me. Next thing you know, there's a helicopter drop a basket down. It says, get in the basket. This will be the last attempt in this area to recover people. We're here to help you. He said, no, the Lord's going to save me. The Lord's going to save me. Y'all go on. If I get in your basket, then the Lord won't believe that I have the belief in him that he will save me. People thought, idiot. Well, we got other people to save, so let's go on and save these other people. Well, floodwaters rose and the man drowned. His religion, he goes to heaven. He gets up there and he meets the Lord. And he says, God, why didn't you save me? And God said, how stupid can you be? I sent a kayak, a boat, and a helicopter. He said, buddy, I tried to save you 3 times and you was too stupid to realize what was going on. I really think that a lot of people practicing a lot of religions are too stupid to realize that the good Lord has given them the foresight and the power to make a change in this world. And they just keep waiting for the perfect moment to prove myself to God. Well, the perfect moment to prove yourself to God is every dadgum day. Now, are you going to fail? Every dadgum day. Every dadgum day. But that's part of the trial. Failure is part of growth. You know? Failure is part of growth. Now, when you look at people that enjoy failure, no. That's not part of growth. That's an idiot. But if you look at people that have tried something changed a pathway to something and admitted, oh, that was wrong, and gone on, that's growth. That's growth. Find those people that show you growth and hang on to it. Even if you don't agree with 100% of what they say, hang on to it, because that 2 or 3% that makes sense may save your life. It may save your soul. It may save your life. It may make a difference in 500 other people's lives when you exhibit a behavior because of what you've learned from them. We never know how we touch others. It's a ripple effect. And we're too stupid, and you know, people think they're infinite, but no, honey, we are, oh Lord, we are tadpoles of the universe. We just don't last long. We don't know how far those ripples go and how we touch other people. We don't. But if you go out every day knowing that you do matter and you do touch the lives of others and you do need to be positive and you do need to hold yourself accountable for your behavior with others, and you do need to make sure that you establish good boundaries, and you do need to make sure that when you have an issue with someone that you address it appropriately, and you do need to make sure that you're not isolating and segregating and self-sabotaging yourself, especially in today's society. Success will come fast. Success will come fast to those that want to be successful, to those that want to have different perspectives, different ways of seeing things, and they want to have multiple avenues of thought. Success will come fast to those people because they are not boxed within their own fear, and they certainly don't have their heads up their hind ends. And that's just that's where my head has been all day. As I've watched these hearings and I've watched people respond, and I've watched people be belligerent, and I've watched people try to create other issues out of this issue so that we don't have to talk about that issue. We can talk, it's just like, stop it. It's just like, stop it. I mean, you might as well stomp on somebody's toe, you know, and try to change the subject, because we can all tell what you're doing. You know, we all can tell what you're doing. And I get frustrated when I see the people that are supposed to be leading this nation acting like kindergartners. And telling the people of this nation, oh no, you can't do that. But, oh, by the way, you're going to pay for this man's prostitution. You're going to pay for this man's drug addiction. You're going to pay for this man's repair of his teeth. You're going to pay for this man to travel all over around the world, even though he's a criminal. You're going to pay for this man to do all the things that you will never, ever be able to do, even though you're a better, more solid human being, because he was born into this family. Nope. Hey, Hunter, put the crack down, walk away from the prostitutes. It do you good. It do you good. Go somewhere for 30 days where you have to deal with yourself. Because just speaking for most people in America, we're sick to death of you. Go somewhere where you can deal with your problems and become somebody that's worthy to walk through the doors of our nation's White House. You know, do some work on you. I'd like to see you become somebody that could help somebody else out of this situation at some point. And say, hey, hang on. I've been there. I've done that. Let me help stop you from going there. Buddy, it ain't fun. My hope is one day that this man will understand what he has done and will have a contrite and repentant heart and will do some good in this earth, even if it's just by talking to another addict and saying, hey, you know something? It's not the way to be. It's not the way to be. That is my hope. Okay, well, I have been talking. I have finished my little gnome. So this is his hanger. They can put wire through it. They can put more string through it. It's got a little tassel and it's got little flowers on it. He's got little beads on his little wrapped hat. So that sucker's secure. It goes down in the thing. He's got little shoes going up, and I put a little cover on the bottom too. So it looks like he's got little pointy boots on. That's the best I could do with that. I tried. But I think he's adorable. This is a very tiny, small finch or red-breasted bluebird house. And it's so tiny that the big birds cannot push them out. And now you know how to make a tiny, tiny little birdhouse out of a little Tide bottle. And please wash and dry the Tide bottle a lot so that there is no Tide left in the bottle. So we're gonna name him Gnomer instead of Homer. His name's gonna be Gnomer. And we're gonna hope that Gnomer gives some pretty birds a home here very, very soon. I'm gonna work on a few other things, but I've got to also rest because I am exhausted. I mean, y'all, I'm exhausted. So I didn't sleep in last night. It stormed here all night, and then it's just been a lot of anxiety the last week or so with Mom's health and surgery and stuff. But she's doing great. But it's been, it's been concerning at times. But I am ready to take a nap. And then I think I might later work on a bobcat craft or two. And then I'm going to sew on a Cody bag. And I'm going to do all the things that put fur on me so then I can justify not folding my laundry. That's how I get out of it. I just put a little tooth on his hat because I'm sorry. I think that's cute. So this is Gnomer. Isn't he cute? He's going to give some birdies a home. And I'm going to shut up and get off my rant. He's adorable. I love him. And I love that the beard hides half of the little entry hole from the bigger birds so that the little birds will be the only ones to find him. I love that. And then I'll throw the rest of the fur outside so that the little birds can find it and use it to build their homes. And that's how you turn a little Tide bottle into a gnome birdhouse. There you go. Scrap leather, scrap jute, scrap fur, and a wooden bead and a tooth. Well, a Cody tooth, not mine. Okay, y'all. That was my rant, soapbox moment, and crafting moment for the day. I'm going to shut up because I need a nap. I love you all. Please tell other people that you love them. Please go have physical interactions with people. Please go swap energy. Please go refill your battery with love, care, touch, understanding with other human beings. Do not get sucked into this box too much. Please make sure that you are telling others how much you love them and how much they're worth. Please do not break others down, because in breaking others down, you break yourself down, because you break your spirit. You break your own spirit when you go after the spirit of another, because you allow the darkness to overcome your light. So be good to each other. And for God's sake, pull your head out your hind end and stop looking at your poop chute and stop thinking that that's the only view society's allowed to have. Let's turn to the light. Let's find a pretty view. It ain't up your rear. Love you guys. Bye.